Good afternoon and welcome back to In My Mama's Kitchen. I'm Jeff and this is
Mama.
Now today, I'm going to let Mama take the reins. So, here we go.
Okay, today we are going to make chicken and dumplings. And this is the recipe. I've been researching different recipes and I found kind of put a couple of them together. This is what I like the most. And we're going to start out with, well, actually what we're going to do is we're going to make the base. And then Jeff is going to make his 3-ingredient biscuits, which we're going to use to make the dumplings.
Why did we decide to do this?
I don't know.
We had a lot of leftovers?
Oh, that's right. Well, yes.
She's actually natural blonde, so am I. I come by it naturally.
Okay. Yeah, what happened was we were going through the fridge and saying, okay, we've got leftover rotisserie chicken. We've got carrots and celery and stuff. What can we do with this stuff? So we decided to make chicken and dumplings. So that's where we are. We're going to start with put like 6 teaspoons or tablespoons, whatever those are, of butter. Turn on the stove.
And we'll get close-ups in just 1 second.
Yeah, and so what we're going to do is we're going to melt the butter and pick out my favorite. And then we're going to saute the vegetables. Now, what we're going to do with the vegetables is we're just going to soften them up. You don't want them cooked all the way through, and you don't want them caramelized. You just want to get them softened, and then you start making your base. Oh, I do need about 3 tablespoons of flour.
Yes, ma'am. All right, we'll be right back.
Okay, the butter is melted, and we're going to add our carrots. And we're going to do the carrots first because they take a little bit longer. So I'm going to let them cook for about a minute before I add the onions and the celery. And for the celery, you can see here we used the leaves of the celery because there's more flavor in there. So we didn't use quite a cup because it's pretty potent. But yeah, for years I would just cut the tops off and throw it away and just use the stalks. And then I finally learned that most of the flavor is in the leaves. So we're going to just let this cook for a minute. Turn up the burner just a hair. And we're going to let this cook. And then we will add in the onions, garlic, and we'll just see how things turn out. So now we're going to add a big cup of onions.
So a cup of carrots, cup of onions, 3/4 cup of the celery leaves because they're stronger than the celery.
Right. And let that start softening up. And I'm going to add the celery leaves last because it's not going to take them but just a minute or two. But you want to kind of do this for about 5 minutes total to get them all softened. And you'll know it's really, the onions are done when they get translucent. But you don't want them to caramelize.
Which would take about
20 minutes,
35
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. There's no danger of that happening.
And that's one of the misleading things about recipes. Like, caramelize your onions. Like, it only takes a couple of minutes. No, it takes a while. So if you're doing something with caramelized onions, you really need to plan ahead. Because a lot of recipes, pardon my language, screw you over on that.
Yeah, they just say caramelized onions. They don't tell you.
Now, normally, you don't put carrots and celery and stuff in chicken and dumplings.
Why not?
Well, I mean, that's how we've always had it growing up. It was chicken, the thickened broth, and the dumplings.
It was just plain.
Just plain.
Right. So I was looking through different recipes, and I found some that, they put all kinds of things in there. But this is the one that I like the most, and kind of added stuff to it myself, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and add the celery.
Oh, the smell is just phenomenal.
I know. I wish we had smell-o-vision.
And taste-o-vision, so we could, hand it through the screen.
Yeah, so you be the judge.
We'll be like, here.
Yeah, here's your plate. Oh, that looks yummy.
And this is a great way to use leftover rotisserie chicken.
Yes.
And vegetables and stuff.
Yes. Oh, that looks good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to let that
and we'll be
simmer.
right back.
Okay, we're going to add 4 cloves of garlic, and I don't have any, since we're doing this from what's left over, I don't have any fresh garlic. So you can use, for 4 cloves of garlic, that would be 2 teaspoons of the minced garlic, which I have. We're going to add that.
And this is the minced garlic like this. Spice swirled minced garlic in water.
Yes, we're just going to let that bloom for a few minutes, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you don't want to cook the garlic too long in saute mode.
And the secret to making this rich and creamy is a can of evaporated milk. And then a little later we'll probably, yes, would you? We might add some heavy cream to it. We'll just see. And chicken broth. We need 32 ounces of chicken broth. That's exactly how much this is. Yep.
Oh. Once you added that garlic, it's just off.
I know this. It all comes together. Now I'm going to add, I've got 2 teaspoons of freshly ground black pepper and salt, so I'm going to add that in there. I've got, what is that?
That's MSG.
Oh, okay.
1/4 teaspoon of MSG. And guys, don't freak. It does not cause headaches. That is an urban legend.
Yeah. So I've got a little seasoned salt, MSG, and thyme.
And we'll post the recipe down in the
And
description
that's all.
box.
That's all going in there. And let that. Smells scrumptious.
And you know why you put your spices in with your oil or your butter?
Why?
It blooms them. And it
Right,
brings out the flavor of the spices.
I knew that, but I just wanted you to tell people. Well, you heard me
knew
say.
that 'cause I say it all the
You
time.
heard me say a few minutes ago, let it bloom,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I knew that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of flour, and you want to stir constantly. Let me get all of that out of there.
Why?
Why do you want to stir? So
No, why do you want to get it all out of there?
because you paid for it, you want it all. But this helps make your roux, just like if you were going to make gravy, you would add butter and flour together. So this is your roux.
And you
Okay.
want to cook the flour for a minute
For at least a minute.
to
Yeah.
cook out the raw flour taste.
And stir.
Would you
Yeah.
like me to pour when you're ready?
Yeah, just don't splash it all over me. But I want the cream first.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the
Okay.
evaporated milk.
Evaporated milk, yes. You're splashing. Here, let me show you. There you go. All right, let me stir that in. You can see already how rich it's going to be. And now the chicken broth.
And a good way to get the chicken broth without it splashing is pour it this way.
Yes.
Whoops, so you can see. You pour it with the spout on the top. I learned that from a bartender.
Yeah?
It'll splash a little bit, not as much as if you do that because
That's great. All right, and now we're going to add the chicken, and then we're going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes, and then we'll be ready to make the biscuit dough and make the dumplings. So we'll be right back. But first, we're going to add the chicken.
thank you, Julie Chan.
And there's about 4 cups of chicken here. So you want to do that?
Here.
Yeah.
And this is what?
Just diced
5 chicken breasts?
up. Yeah, 5 or 6.
We feed
Flashing.
them the dark meat from rotisserie chicken, and we freeze
The
chicken,
breast, the white meat.
and we use it for salads and sandwiches.
Now you can also use, actually the first recipe that I looked at called for chicken thighs. So you can use chicken thighs, but we just have, like I said, we're doing what's left over and what we have in the fridge without having, yes, you can also use this, a can of chicken. Like,
Just squeeze the water out.
yes, and you can use that, and
You won't have a lot of chunks. You'll have them more shredded.
yeah, it'll be more, yeah. My niece Debbie and sister-in-law Liz make a lot of great dishes, and they can use that and make this, and you would never know the difference. So there we go. It's all in there. We're going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes, and we'll be right back. This time for sure. It's time to do the dumplings.
All right. Now on these dumplings, try to get a little bit more better light in here. I've got 1 cup of self-rising flour, and I'm going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. Mix that in well. I'm also going to add, now normally I would use the cracked black pepper, but I'm just using the powdered pepper. I'm going to add just a tiny, like not even just like a dash of seasoned salt. And I'm talking not even an eighth of a teaspoon. I'm going to add like 1/16 of a teaspoon of garlic.
It's just a whisper.
Yes. And this is parsley grinder. We didn't have any fresh parsley, so let's put some parsley in here.
This is how to use things in your pantry and fridge without having to go to the store.
This is poultry seasoning. I'm going to add just
A teeny
about
tiny.
an eighth of a teaspoon. And then about the same, eighth of a teaspoon of thyme. You don't want a lot in there. We just want to make them a little bit savory and have a little bit of flavor. I'm going to mix all those in well. Now I'm going to add in 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream.
And leave that for me in case I
Yes.
need to use it for the stock over here.
So I'm going to pour in the heavy whipping cream. And because we're baking, or well, not baking, sorry, because we're following a baking recipe, you want to use all the ingredients because it does have an effect on it. And also you paid for it. So, y'all seen me make these before?
These are the best biscuits. 3 ingredients, really, just the flour, sugar, and the heavy cream, and they make the best biscuits.
Would you hand me the flour, please? Oh,
Yes,
right over there.
I will.
I need a little bit of flour. Humidity effects when you're baking.
Yes, and we have a high humidity today.
So I'm going to add probably about
3 tablespoons.
Yeah, about 3 more tablespoons because this is a really wet dough. And anything I don't mix in will just go on the counter.
Yeah. We need a little bit more than that on the counter.
I will in a minute. Let me get this off here so I can get everything out of the bowl.
Okay.
And yes, my hands are cleaned. My counter is cleaned and sterilized.
Okay.
Get all this extra dough off here.
Might have got it a little too dry.
No.
No.
I've just got to knead it all in together. There we go. Sprinkle some flour down. And then you're just going to fold and press down and knead and fold. Now, if you can see in there the spices and the seasonings.
Which is different than just normal plain biscuits.
Yes. Normal biscuits that we'd make for breakfast, we wouldn't put all those spices in there.
You know what you could do too is you can add some cheddar cheese and make those cheddar bay biscuits like
Yeah,
that.
you would add cheddar and you would probably use either fresh garlic or that minced garlic.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot though.
No, not a lot. Now what I'm doing is I'm just forming this into a plank shape, I guess you'd call it. Rectangle, that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get it out a little
Sorry to leave
flatter.
you hanging. I'm just going to let you see how long it took you before you figured out what you were trying to say.
That's my mother, folks.
I knew you'd come around to it eventually.
And you want it about 1/2 inch thickness. Now, one of my little secrets to cut is
Pizza cutter. It's kind of little.
They'll swell up. Yeah, you don't want huge in there because they will swell up. Look, I'm being ambidextrous.
You've always done that.
Well, my first grade teacher forced me to write right-handed because I was born left-handed. And because we didn't have any left-handed desks. So now I can't write for crap with either hand. But I can do everything else, and it just drives my sister crazy. Now I'm just tossing these in the remainder of the flour.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Can I just eat that now?
Yeah.
That'd make a
It's just great soup.
add some cream to it, and you get a great cream chicken soup.
Well, you could also use it for a chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
Just add some cream, make it a little bit more What's the word I'm looking for?
Viscous.
Oh, no. I would never. Okay, we're just going to start dropping these in. Okay. Do it around the edges first.
See, and everyone who knows me who says I'm bossy.
Well, hey, now. I'm not bossy. I'm just in charge.
Guys, we have fun. We don't
Yeah, we
ever
do.
seriously make fun of each other.
No.
Anything we do is just in jest.
We just play and have fun. And if you're not having fun in the kitchen, by cooking and having fun, I mean, it's great to be able to make something that your family enjoys, but when we're in here together, because a lot of times he'll just cook dinner for me or I'll cook dinner for him.
Because I love her.
Because I love you too. And then when we get in here together, we pick at each other and play and have fun. Oh, this is going to be so good.
And it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, but trust me.
It will be.
You can see they're already starting to swell up.
Yes. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more because the low on this burner is like medium on most burners.
Now, the reason we've got it high is we want the flour to activate.
Yes.
Because the flour in here will activate and help thicken. And then when we
That's the word I was looking for.
Thank you. Well, viscosity is...
I know.
And then when we add the cream, it'll perfectly thicken.
Yes. This is really easy to do, and I mean, look how much it makes. And then you can cut the recipe in half if you want to.
But why would you? This is
Well,
great
if
for
there's
leftovers.
only one or two of you like us, we're going to share this with some more family members today. But gosh, wish you were here. I'd make you a big bowl of it.
Because I have a feeling this is going to be heaven.
I think so. I don't think we've forgotten anything.
I don't either. I mean, we're just flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes.
We took parts of 3 different recipes based on what we had left over
And what we like.
and what we like.
Because it's your chicken and dumplings. You make them the way you want to. If you don't like carrots or you don't like celery, you don't have to put it in there.
Yes, you do.
Well, it really does.
The flavor.
The flavor, yeah. And you really, after it's all done, you really won't notice that.
It's like the best chicken noodle soup without noodles, but it's thick and it's got dumplings in it.
So that makes it chicken and dumplings, right?
Exactly. Now, you can put mushrooms in here, but I don't like mushrooms.
I don't know. I
And
like mushrooms
don't
in some
go in
things.
chicken and dumplings.
No, they don't.
So how long is this going to cook for?
I'm just going to let it cook for probably, I don't know, till it looks like it's done.
So
And then
about
I'll
5
tell
to
you.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
At least 10,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
So
And then we'll take it out, take one of the dumplings out and check and see if it's done.
Nibbles.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back.
All right. Oh, look at that. They've been cooking for about 10 minutes.
Oh.
I think you put a little too many in here. It's kind of...
We're going to add some more chicken broth.
We could.
We've got some in the fridge.
Kind of falling apart.
Let's get one out and taste it.
Okay. Let's see. Make sure that they're done. Okay. Looks done. Looks like it's cooked all the way through.
Oh, look, they're fluffy and pillowy.
I'm going to take a bite.
But yeah, see that steam coming off that? That means it's hot.
They're done. It's good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more broth because you put in a little bit more, I think, than we needed. Chicken broth.
And cream.
Well, yeah, got that. I don't know about adding cold chicken broth to this.
It should be fine.
Well, like we said, we're just trying things,
We can put
so
it in the cup, microwave it.
yeah, that might be a better idea.
Okay, we'll be back. Miss Thelma was bugging me to get into the shot. Here's a little quick. Oh, now she's running away. She doesn't like the camera, but she wants to be on camera.
She needs to be brushed.
Yes, she does.
All right, so I've heated up the chicken broth. I'm going to add some and see.
And gently stir, guys.
Yes. Otherwise, it's going to all fall apart. I'm just kind of moving it around, not really stirring. I think it needs a little more. This is called trial and error, and I can always use heavy cream to thicken it back up if I need to. But look at that. It looks really good. The dumplings tasted good.
Yeah, we're going to have to add some heavy cream now. just for the flavor alone.
Well, look at that. It's pretty. I'm sorry, but I think it needs more. It's a lot of dumplings.
There's an ounce, 2 ounces left.
Oh, what the heck. That was about a cup and 3/4 more. So, that's the thing about cooking. Sometimes it's trial and error. You just do it. Now that looks more like it.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit too much dumpling. Look at that. That's a big dumpling.
Mm-hmm. I told you they swell up.
They swelled up really well.
And if you do not talk to your pets, then you're not human.
Bless you. Yeah, we talk to her. We tell her, okay, we're going to be gone for a little bit. We'll be back. You be good. We love you. Because she's a member of the family. She's my
Fur baby.
fur baby. Yes. She's precious.
The thing is, she smells the chicken.
She's a princess, too.
She smells the chicken.
Yes, she does. Well, she's going to get some for dinner, but not of this, but hers.
Some chicken.
Her chicken.
All right, so we'll see you back in just a minute. So now is the time we're going to check for seasonings.
First taste.
See if it needs any salt or pepper.
That is good. Oh my goodness, that's good. Is it dinner time yet? Look at that. Okay, it does need a little heavy cream. Just to, I think, make it a little more silky.
Unctuous.
Yes. So we're going to just pour a little heavy cream in.
That was about a 1/4 cup, if that.
If that. Oh, yeah.
And that will actually cause it to thicken. Heavy cream has some wonderful properties when you're cooking.
Well, it'll make it silky, smooth.
Yep.
Maybe a little more?
Maybe a little more.
Just a little more. We're going to wind up with shredded chicken here if we don't. Watch out.
It'd still be delicious.
Yeah, well, you've got to try this. Oh, my goodness.
I'll wait till you get the cream mixed in.
Yeah, you might want to do that. I'm just kind of stirring it gently. Now that the dumplings are done, there's no fear of shredding them, but the chicken's shredding a little bit. That's all right, too. Here, let me hold that so while you take a taste. Come around here. There you are.
I got to teach you how to work that camera.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
That cream makes all the difference.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. That is delicious. What are you eating?
So basically, that's it in a nutshell, or in a big pan. That is your chicken and dumplings.
All right, so the chicken and dumplings
I'm sorry. Take 2.
So the chicken and dumplings are done.
Wait.
No, this is too funny.
Take 3. Okay.
No, we don't have fun in here at all.
Okay. Go.
So the chicken and dumplings are done. It is only 5 o'clock, so we're gonna run some over to some family members, and then we'll come back and eat dinner. But make this recipe, guys. This is amazing. It's easy. It costs about $25 total, and that's mainly the chicken. And the cream was $1.59 for the whole container of cream, but we only used a half cup.
Also, if you want to use the canned chicken, you can. So that would cut your cost down.
Well, yeah, you can get the canned chicken at Costco. We got the rotisserie chickens at Costco, and those were $4.99.
Yeah.
So that was the main bulk of the price. Everything else we had. We had the celery, we had the carrots and the onion and all the spices.
Yeah.
And the evaporated milk and the chicken broth. Those are mainly pantry staples for a lot of people. But for you people that don't cook a lot, go out and buy small bags of carrots and small bags of celery, and you're good. You know, it's a couple of bucks. So please like, subscribe.
And share.
Yes, please share this with your friends.
We need more people like you.
We're starting to get a lot of hits on our videos on YouTube, which is great. It's wonderful. The more y'all like and subscribe and share and watch the videos, the more we're going to be able to make, and the better content we'll be able to bring out to you. So also send us your suggestions on things you want us to cook, and we'll be more than happy to try it out for you. Y'all have a great night, and God bless.
Bye.